All right, so a lot of people to come in here today. Yeah, very good. All right, so first thing, let's review the homework part. All right. So homework, quadratic formula. All right, so last week we actually focused on the quadratic formula, right? A lot of people do very good job. And here say, one of my question actually I said wrong answers. So supposed to be, hopefully you guys can correct me actually.
I noticed that.
Yeah, one of them is wrong, totally wrong, said wrong one. So here 100% means one of them is wrong, right? Okay, so but still a lot of people do good. I'm really proud you guys do good, so good. Firstly, see Aiden, very high percentage, huh? So Brandon, Ben, or Jess, Mason, Lila, Brad, Abby, Conway, Grace still have, wow, you guys still have 7. Austin, Angela, yeah, Elena, Crystal, Allison, Gabby, Tony, and June, Cindy, Enoch, Ryan. A lot of people do try here. And Michelle. Michelle didn't finish them, all right? You needed to finish them, all right? So since you didn't finish them, I still let it open, so keep finishing. Benny, I think it's Ben. He second time here. All right. So let's go to the see questions. All right, so actually the long one I said wrong is the first one I will talk about, quadratic formula. All right, so like this one. Okay. Oh. So actually this one I said the wrong answers. Actually here this one is wrong. Okay, so here 28% people is wrong here. Okay, let's see here. But before we talk about this one, we still just focus on this quadratic formula. That's what we last classes talked about, quadratic formula. Do you guys still remember it? All right, it's ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, right? This is a quadratic formula equation. So if when x not equal 0 cases, we can find the answers. Answers what? Answer is negative b plus minus b square root, b square minus 4ac square root then over 2a, right? Everyone remember this one, right? Okay, so first thing what we need to do here is make sure to transform these kinds of format, standard format. And then identify the A, B, C, okay? A is the coefficient of degree of 2, B is the coefficient of degree of 1, C is the constant number, right? Okay, I should mute someone's talk here. Okay, okay. Mute all. Yes. Okay, so you can see here in these cases, A equal what? A equal 1, right? B equals 2, C equal negative 8. So X equal negative 2 plus minus 2 square minus 4A is 1, C is negative 8 over 2 times 2. 2 times 1, I'm sorry, 2 times 1. Any questions? I saw someone just in the chatting part. Anything question there? Yeah, you are right. Okay, so x equal what? Negative 2 plus minus, here is 32, right? 32 plus what? 36 is after square root is over 2. Here is 1. So you can got, one is positive 4, one is negative 8 over 2. So one is 2, one is negative 4, right? 2, negative 4, 2, negative 4. So it's this part. Yeah, correct answer is A, all right? Okay, all right, so actually these methods are just like I was saying here, This part, we talked about this one. Say, this part is the this part. We call discriminant, right? So discriminant should be greater or equal to 0. We can get the solutions. If they are less than zeros, we use the imaginary number to get the solutions. Right now, we need at least basically need to make sure this part is greater or equal to 0. That's the first thing which I want to mention, discriminant. And second one is, when this number right now here we got is 36. So you can square root out quickly, right? Right? So you can get an answer quickly. So if they are greater, yes, they are greater, 36 is greater than 0, they can find out some numbers, like here is 6 square, you can get out the answer quickly. So like the answer here is 2 and -4. So this is an integrate number. If they are like these cases, it's a whole number, and the answer like this one, you can use the factor methods. Maybe someone already mentioned me. I don't need to use the quadratic formula. I already use the factor methods. Like say here, this one you can say, be factor into x plus 4x minus 2, right? Got 0. So x equal -4 and +2. I can got answers. I mean, got -4, +2. You can get these answers quickly, right? You can choose these answers quickly out of here. You don't necessarily use quadratic formula, right? So if you, just like what I say, the discriminant here, firstly need to be greater than 0. Second one can find is a whole number square. So you can easily get use the factor methods. But this number, if this number is not something numbers, some numbers square, so you something like 17, so you can not be factored, right? You have to use a quadratic formula, right? So that's basically what I want to mention here first. Quadratic formula is more general methods. You know, factor methods, earlier we use actually special, is kinds of special product. It's kinds of special process when this discriminant is easily to be find out is some numbers square, so easily could be get it. All right, so this is the first thing. Just make sure I remind you guys, some of you guys still have 20%, maybe just choose this one here is wrong. Okay, let's go next one. Next one here. So we actually write this homework. I want to you guys, objective is let you guys remember the quadratic formula. So you guys can do it as quick as use this one methods out of here. You just only need to figure out A in this case, right? So A here is, A is what? Can you guys can say something? A is 4, B is -1, C is 3, right? So use the methods A is -b, right? Plus minus b squared minus 4a is c is -18. This is a pretty big number, right? So it's sometimes not easy to calculation. You can take some calculator if you really need it. Plus minus, this is 1 plus 16 times 18. So pretty big number. All right. I don't, you guys know this, maybe it is, this is actually equal 329 is actually 17. I just jump here. You guys maybe sometimes need a calculator. So you got 8 over 8 or -16/2 over 8. So here is -2. Here is 2 and a quarter, right? Two answers. So you can get here -2 and 2 1/4. That's the answer. All right. So this is usually quadratic formula methods. Only thing maybe challenging to you guys is find something like this number. What's the number square equal exactly this one? So you can use some calculator. But from our factor methods, we can still do use it, right? We know the A is here, C is here. Firstly, we need to find time A and C, right? So A and C is 4 times -18. we can break it down time 2 time 2 time. This one negative 18 can break it down negative 2, 3, and 3. And factor, what a factor, and find out their sum could be exactly negative 1. We can use the 8 and 9. We can use the A and negative 9, right? Okay, negative 9, A negative 9. So sum of these two factors would be negative 1. So it means this one can be changed into 4v plus AV minus 9v. This is just like breaking down, right? Equal 0. So you can get what? You can get a 4v, v plus 2, right? And I'm sorry, here is negative, and minus 9, v plus 2 equal 0, right? So you can get a 4v minus 9 and v plus 2 got 0. So still can be factored, right? So v equal 9 over 4. And this one is negative 2. So they are still the same. So doesn't matter use the factor methods. Doesn't use the factor methods or use the quadratic formula methods. The result is the same. The result is the same, right? So the answer is A here. 8 here. Got it? Anyone have questions?
Nope.
Anyone questions, please bring it up, okay? And we can explain a little bit more details before our next one. All right. Okay, all right, so no question, let's move on next one. So the same thing here, So methods, we use the tool factor, just like what I am talking here. If we want to factor, firstly, we need to find the product of the A and C, right? Product of A and C. Like this is 46, 4 times 9. 4 times 9, so it's got 36, right? And then factor then to find out what factor could be exact sum, could be 14, negative 13, would be negative 4 times negative 9, right? If you can break down negative 9, the sum of these two will become negative 13. So firstly, you need to find the product of the A and C, right? And second, you factor them, got the two factors, and sum of the factors got negative 13, sum of the factors. So if you use the factor methods, you use this way, use the product. But of course, right now, if we use the general methods, we use a quadratic formula. So if you use this earlier say product and sum methods, after this one, you need to break it down negative 13 into negative 4x and negative 9x. So this is called grouping, all right? So use the factor, actually, I cannot say absolutely say product and sum is the same. Actually, you can say group methods. Both of them I will consider correct. Okay. Let's go down next one. Brian, do you need help? Okay, so we still do the same, just like what I was saying. Go to the 71 here. Fine, thank you. 71 here. Okay, so this one, discriminant, just like earlier I described on the quadratic formula here. It's negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a, right? So if you, this one, keep in mind for all time. And the discriminant is, this part is the discriminant, right? Discriminant is this part. So we can get the answer is this one, right? Okay. So keep in mind, this quadratic formula is the only one I need to require. You make sure you can need to remember. Sometimes because of it's so useful. right? All right, so let's move on next one. In this case, in this kind of topic 70, so this one a little bit different for you guys maybe is why I describe like this one. Most of the time we say ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is the general. This is the general standard expression. Right now we change this one 0 to y, right? That's what we describe actually is like a function cases. This is I didn't talk about earlier, but I put it right here. Say y equals, but we're still the same. The same thing is when y equals 0. In this case, Brian, stop, Brian. Sorry for that one. So b here is -1, all right? Is -1. Is -1. So the b squared, -1 squared is equal +1. The answer is C, right? B is -1, and b squared will be +1. B is -1, but the answer is the one to ask is b squared equal what? So it's +1. All right. Anyone have question to this part? Alison, do you have question to this part? Crystal? Ryan? I don't know, Ryan is joining in here or not. Let me see. Gabby and Brad. Okay, you guys understand this one, right? No, anyone, no question. I will move on next one. Okay. Okay, so same thing. So here is always the same. So the only thing difference here in these cases here, we'll ask you guys maybe need to change the formulation into decimals. Square root need to go back to decimals, right? So go to the decimal ones. You need to estimate. Estimate the value. Okay, let's see this one first. Right. So a equal 2, right? B equal 1. C equal -4, right? C -4. So x equal what? Let's write this out one more time. I know maybe a little bit challenging at the beginning when you write this out initially. I think after write 10 times, you guys maybe write it very quickly out of here. I believe in practice, just like you guys practice piano, practice swimming, practice soccer or basketball or tennis kinds of thing. Math is exactly the same like that way, right? When you do practice longer, you very good skill at this one. 2 times a is 2, right? Negative b is 1, all right? This is 1 square minus 4, a is 2, c is -4, right? So x equal -1 plus minus, here is, you can see here, right? It's 8, -12, 32, 33, right? 33 over 4. So how 34, 33, how you, this is less than or equal, I mean less than 36, greater than 25, right? So you can estimate this one is less than 6, greater than 5, all right? All right. So I think it's about, let me give an estimate. It's about 5.5, all right? 5.5. about 0.5, not exactly 5.5. You guys, you can use the calculator to do this one if you like. But if you don't have calculator, we can estimate it's about 5.5. So this one will be plus minus about 1.5. It's not too far away, right? So if there is 5.5 is 4.5 over 4, right? If the negative one is negative 6.5 over 4. So here about 1.2, all right? About 1.2. These are about 1. Negative, again, negative 1.6 or 7, right? So one should be about 1.2, negative 1.6. What a number close here. So, all right. I'm sorry. Here is positive. Here is negative. If I do something wrong, yeah, it is. So it's yeah, 1.2 and negative 1.6. I'm close to this one, right? 0.2 negative here. Negative 1.767 here. So this one most close, right? You guys can do this kind of estimation. No problem, right? No problem. Okay, let's move on. Next one. Next one is close. It's the same. Similar. I think it's very similar here. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see next one. See this one. So still use the quadratic formula, but if you happy, I mean, you can definitely use the factor methods because of this one. If you do the factor very good at the one, I think you can quickly find out these methods is 7, 1, so they will be get 8, right? So you can just 7x plus 1, x plus 1, right? You can just quickly factor to get this out. So one of them is negative 7 over, the other one is negative 1. What, Brian? Tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, all right. So we have two answers. So you can get the answer of D out quickly if you know how to factor them. All right, definitely. But if you use the quadratic formulas, that's definitely better. More general methods though. Don't be scared. This is just take a little bit longer to calculation, right? B squared is minus 4 times 7 times 1 over 2 times 7, right? So x equal negative 18 plus minus. Here is 64 minus 28 is 36, right? Negative 14. So x equal negative 80 plus minus 6 over 14. So if they are positive, will be negative 2 over negative, 14. So it's got negative 1 over 7. If the negative 6 is over negative 14 over 14. 14 over 14, so it's negative 1, right? So the answer should be the same. So let's see match up, right? Fine. Just not make noise, thank you. All right, so you can use the factor methods, you can quadratic formula methods to get the same answer. So they are the same. All right, let's go next one. Any question to 68 part? I can see here do wrong. You can see under here Austin, you do wrong here, right? Ryan and Michelle and Ben was not attempt. And Ryan do one more time here. And Cindy you do wrong here. Mason and Angela. I can see who will take long and how long it take, right? This software is so good. I like this one. Okay, let's go this one. All right. So just let's say when you judge the ABC, want to determine the value of ABC, all right, you need to move all into the one side first. So C here is not 3, it's actually negative 3, right? You move to the left. So it became -3 here. Only two choices here. So 4, -8, and -3. 4, -8, and -3. All right. So most people do very good, correct. So as I don't necessarily to explain too much here. So the same 66. 666. Yeah, a lot of people do it very quickly out of here, all right? So you can still use the methods about quadratic formula methods. Take a little longer to calculation. You can still factor this method, this one as well. You can see here is A is -5, right? A is -5, B is 14, C is 3. So A times C is -15. A times C is equal -15. So it can break it down into what can their sum will be 14. So you can say 15 times -1, right? So you can sum of these two will be +14, right? Match the B. So you can factor them. So you can factor into what? You can use quadratic methods. You can use the factor methods. Sometimes you can easy to find out how to factor, but more generally, you just still use the quadratic formula methods, right? So -14 plus minus 14 squared, just a little bit longer calculation, right? 4 times -5 times 3 over 2 times -5. So x equal -14 plus minus 14 squared equal 196, right? Here is plus 60, right? It's got -10. Here is 256. 1 square equal 256. 16, right? Is it? Anyone answer me, please?
Yes.
Over -10. So you can got here. So it's positive 2 is became positive 2 over -10. Here is when there is -16 is -30. -30 over -10 is 3, right? So you can see the answer is B. It's our. You can get it here. Yeah, but use some calculator if you're not familiar with this one, all right? I think so a lot of people do very good practice. See what kinds of number square equal what? The number 60 square equal 256 is quickly getting the cancel answer quickly. That's good. So you don't need a calculator, just based on your familiar with the math, all right? All right. So homework part, I don't think I spend too much time to do like this one because basically we need to find out A, B, C, how to familiar with the quadratic formula, and then replace the ABC in a quadratic formula to get the answers and use some calculator or you can calculation, get the results. So if you still have questions, just ask your parents, can make an appointment with me. We can talk through the Zoom console, similar console, this Zoom software. We can talk online, all right? All right, let's see next one we still have need talk or not. I think, yeah, we don't necessarily to talk this one right now. They are so close, right? They are always the same similar thing, whatever, and a lot of percentages already high. So homework, well, let's stop here and let's take 7 minutes break and begin 3:40, all right? All right, see you soon.